Hey everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be my July book haul video. I haven't done a lot. I think this is technically my second book haul of the year. I've just been really focusing on decluttering my shelf, trying to get them to a point where I'm happy, and I just didn't feel like I could do that if I kept buying books. I think I'm finally to a point I'm comfortable starting again. A lot of these were bought used, as I usually do, so I feel like I don't feel as bad. They're currently in the middle of being reorganized, so let's just ignore this. And let's talk about the books because I'm excited. I did just finish the Neapolitan series by Elena Ferrante, and I adore that. I adored it. I've been raving about it. I tried to stretch the series as much as possible, so 4 books in 3 years because I didn't want it to end. I love her. I love her. So I decided to buy 3 more of her books. And I'm hoping that they're going to be as good. You know how sometimes you find an author, you love a series or a book by them, and then you try something else and you just keep getting disappointed? I don't want that to happen. That's why I kind of scared to try more. But like I said, I picked up 3 of her books and I'm hoping I'm going to love them. All of her books seems to surround these, like the female experience. Like, so think motherhood, marriage, looking back on your life and maybe feeling like you haven't necessarily done the right decision, feeling like you've lost yourself. So the first book is The Lost Daughter, which is this a movie cover? This is the actress that played the stepmother in Fleabag. So like, I think there might be an adaptation, and if so, I will be watching it once I'm done. Let me know if you know, but it's super short, but that's exactly what the theme of this one is. You have a middle-aged divorcee who was an English teacher and had her 2 kids, and now they're leaving the house. And while she thinks that she's going to start feeling lonely, instead her life just becomes bigger and more manageable. So that's the first one. The second one, which I think is the most popular one of the 3, is The Days of Abandonment, which I love the cover. And in this one, again, it's a woman being abandoned by her husband and trying to confront her past in her loss of identity. And I did like the first sentence. It's like, one April afternoon, right after lunch, my husband announced that he wanted to leave me. And that's just how it starts. So there's that. And then the last one is this one. This is The Lying Life of Adults. So you can see just recurring themes in her work. And even though I don't even know if I want to get married, I definitely don't want kids, I still feel like her books speak to me. So I feel like everyone could relate and enjoy these. Listen, the fact also that she's anonymous, you don't know who she is, it just adds more mystery. But her writing, the quality of her writing is just so impressive. Like the series I was mentioning is probably the best written book that I've read this year. At least like quality of the writing is just, anyway. The next 2 are from my Amazon wish list, so thank you so much. The first one is from Diana, and I had to giggle when I noticed that that's what you picked because I added it on there because I was like, I want to continue the series whenever I get in reading slump because I laughed so hard when I read Ice Planet Barbarians. So this is Barbarian Aliens. It's the second book in this never-ending series, really. And it's like spicy romance, which I have never read. This was the first one I read, and man, was it an experience. You can see me in the vlog at first questioning what is wrong with everyone and then just starting to laugh a lot. So I'm hoping I'm going to continue to laugh with this one. And I've heard that the audiobook is really funny too because the alien has like a Russian accent and she has a like Southern belle even though she's from Florida. But apparently it's a lot. I don't think I could survive the audiobook, so I'm going to focus on the physical books instead. So I'm looking forward to trying this one because I tried another one, which I don't know if I'm going to post a vlog or not because it didn't really go as planned, but maybe I should anyway but the next one I'll read is probably going to be this one because at this point, I wouldn't say I'm a fan of spicy books, but you know, I wouldn't mind laughing when I'm in a reading slump. The second one is from Joanie, which I have been wanting to read more thriller and mysteries, trying to find favorites. This is my mission this year. During the month of August, September, October, for at least a week or 2, I will be reading exclusively these genres, trying to find a favorite because I don't know what's wrong with me. I feel like I can't find favorites. And before I fully give up, I don't think I ever will, but before I kind of give up on these genres, I want to try again to find a favorite. So this is The Perfect Marriage, which you actually did say that you didn't like this one. So oh, well, we'll see how I feel about it. This one, you're following this woman. Her husband ends up having an affair, but her affair partner is found. She's been, yeah. And then she defends her husband as his lawyer. So we'll see. We'll see. But it had great reviews. And I think that's my issue is that I try the ones that seem to have great reviews. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. Let me try it. And then I'm going to try again because I'm stubborn. Clearly, I don't learn. Ooh, the next one, I got so excited. I Found this one. It's used, it's damaged, but I usually don't pick up the damaged books because I'm hoping to find like a prettier copy every time. And usually you do. If you like go to like Value Village or whatever other used bookstores, there are so many books you keep coming and seeing the same one, like they come back. But this one is so recent that I was super excited. This is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon. This is the 10th anniversary special edition, which, by the way, I'm disappointed that I thought it was going to be actually a special edition, but not really. So, long story short, I did own this book and I did unhaul it before reading it simply because she was rewriting it. This is the newest one. It was republished in 2023. So that's why I was super excited when I found it. I was like, okay, this is a sign. I have no choice. I really enjoyed the other books, The Priory of the Orange Tree, and then even more, A Day of Fallen Night, the prequel. Fantastic adult fantasy books. And I wanted to read more by her. I know it used to be labeled, like everyone was wrongly labeling this as YA, but this is an adult fantasy sci-fi. I feel like every time someone has like superpowers, I'm like, is this sci-fi instead of fantasy? Who knows? But the main female character, she is young adult, probably there's a reason. But she's a young woman and she has these kind of powers, like psychic powers, I think, and she's kidnapped. That's all I remember. It's been years. So I'm looking forward to it. It's not as big as her other books, but this one is part of a series. I think it's going to be like 7 books or something like that. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm sweating. When your upper lip is sweating, you know it's hot. I don't know why I thought long sleeves would be okay, but like it's thin. It's a pretty color. I couldn't resist. I got the occasion of matching with my light. Like, come on. So yes, I'm looking forward to reading this one since I had to get rid of the other ones without trying them. So I'll let you know how it goes, but it needs to happen soon. Let me just grab the rest. Okay. Ooh, a nonfiction. Okay. I don't read enough of them. I did so well for like 2 years in a row, reading a ton of them. And then this year I've just been, it's been a flop. So I don't know why. We're going to blame it on me being so focused on decluttering that's been using every brain cell. But I saw this one, super short. Come on, Emily, no excuse. This is Witches, Midwives, and Nurses, a history of women healers. And I think that this is a fascinating topic. I don't really know if that's what's going to be in the book, but I'm assuming with the title. But the whole idea that probably the first job ever. I know what people say is the first job ever, but I think it's midwives when you think about it, right? And I feel like women have had so much knowledge about these topics, and it was all lost, or a lot of it was lost whenever male doctors decided that women couldn't do that, and then the whole witches thing. So much knowledge was lost, and I think it's a really interesting topic to look into. So I saw this one, and I was like, this is it. You're coming home with me. I feel like whenever spines really stand out, either by being really thin for some reason that attracts my eye, or really bright, that's how we'll find books at the used bookstore. The next one, I was excited when I Googled it because I had a feeling the author, it was ringing a bell. This is Dark Corners by Megan Golden. And it's one of the only murder mysteries that worked for me in the last couple of years. I'll put it on the screen. I can't remember the title, but it was a murder mystery, small town kind of thing. The woman is going to that small town. She has a podcast and she ends up also sucked into an investigation for another murder mystery. So this is the follow-up. I didn't know there was going to be a second book, but there is one, and also the spine did kind of stand out. So again, but the title, the name of the author did ring a bell. So I have the second book. Maybe trying the second book of something that worked for me before will work. So I don't know how the audiobook is going to work, the physical book, because I listened to the first one as an audiobook since there was a podcast that worked, but I mean, it can't be that different with a physical book. And the next one, another one I screamed a little bit because, again, it's a recent book. I don't know why people get rid of their books this quickly. I mean, some people don't like clutter. Clearly, I like clutter. I mean, it's extra bad right now, but come on. This is Starter Villain by Jen Scalzi. I've read a couple of his books, and so far they've been okay to good. I like a sense of humor, which tends to be a huge part in all of his books. I've read 3, and all 3 of them had the exact same sense of humor. So that's why, like, in 2 of them it worked, the third one not so much, because it was a different character, same series. It was just too much, too similar. It's very much like dad jokes, so it can be hit and miss. Anyway, this one, I believe you're following a villain. Inheriting your uncle's supervillain business is more complicated than you might think. So I'm assuming, again, the same sense of humor must be in here. And the cat on the cover, I mean, I'm a crazy cat lady. I do have 3 cats, so it was a must. But also, this is probably My second most recommended book of the year. I've already read the number 1, so I have the number 2 now. So it's gonna happen. Again, a cat. I had to own this. So there's that. And the other one, I never thought I was going to read this book because this is a prequel to a series that I've really enjoyed. But my library didn't have the prequel, and I was like, oh, I don't know. I don't really like reading prequels or like things that are added to a series later on. I just prefer keeping the series. I don't know why. And so I wasn't going to purchase it, but then I found it. I was like, okay, this is a sign. This is Beneath the Keep, and this is part of the Tearling series. First book being The Queen of the Tearling. And I really enjoyed it. I liked the ending. I know a lot of people hated it, and it's completely valid. If you had told me that was the ending, I would have told you that I didn't want to read the series. I'm just going to say it. But now I have no choice but to read the prequel. It's so much bigger than I thought it was going to be. But yeah, adult fantasy. The first book is very much a classic fantasy. It feels like it's going to be like that. You have this young girl. She was hidden away. She's a princess. She was hidden away. She lost the throne, and her uncle is sitting on the throne for a while until she is old enough to come back to take it. There's magic. And it seems like it's going to be a very classic fantasy, but then things really twist in book 2, which I'm not going to spoil. But it almost feels like a different genre, and then a lot happens. So I'm curious how that's going to go. I'm looking forward to it. Like, I feel like I got some really good books. Next, we have Silence for the Dead, which I have heard nothing about, but do we see a team? Do you think I like purple? But Simone St. James is an author that, again, has worked for me for murder mystery. She tends to write murder mystery in small towns, and they seem to always play with timelines. So you're usually following 2 timelines at the same time. Again, I have no idea if it's the case with this one, but I've read like 3 or 4 at this point. So her best one is The Sundown Motel, if you're looking to try it. It's a little bit like Paranormal Ghost 2, and it was good. I liked it. So I thought might as well try this one too. From the back, see, 1919. So I think it's going to play with timeline again. So a woman on the run that falsifies her background to obtain a nursing position. And then there's an inmate that she makes friends with that might be a war hero, a madman, or both. We'll see. We'll see. I also got a classic, which I don't usually find them that often. I don't know why, or they're usually in really bad condition. But this one, again, looks so pretty. I have seen so many editions of this book, and I just never picked it up because I wasn't sure I was going to like it. I know that it's about like a bunny, but like, well, bunnies, but I think they're at war, and apparently it's pretty gruesome. So I was like, and I'm not sure what the metaphor is for this one. I think it's like government corruption, something like that. So I don't know how I'm going to feel about bunnies being, but I had to pick it up because, again, it's so pretty and it's in perfect condition. So took it as a sign that I needed to pick it up. But it's a timeless classic and most beloved books of all time. How old is this one? 1972. It's not that old. It's like modern classic. Okay, I thought it was older. That's it. A quick little book haul. I'm really happy with all of the books that I've picked up. I feel like sometimes you're like, oh, you know, this one maybe, or like Value Village, you buy 4, you get the 5th one free. So like sometimes you're like, oh, just pick 1 or 2 more. But no, this time I feel like I'm excited for everything in this pile. And I think I'm trying to be more conscious of the books that I'm bringing in, since I'm trying to remove these books. And I just did a big unhaul video where I got rid of like 60 plus books. So I'm trying to be more reasonable. I'm adding back 11 books. So it's not too bad, right? Just kidding. I lied. Not really. I forgot a book. It didn't fit with all the other ones because of the shape. This is Horror Store, which is inspired by IKEA, I think. Is it IKEA? Whatever. Grady Hendrix. I have read My Best Friend Exorcism by him. And again, horror kind of book that I've read and enjoyed. It wasn't a 5-star, but like it was still pretty fun. It definitely plays with the classic horror tropes. So I enjoyed I even giggled at certain points, like during an exorcism, like clearly. So I wanted to try more by him. I had picked up something Final Girls by him, and it was dragged in the comment section. So I decided I'm going to try something else by him then first. And you guys told me this one was good. You told me to try the audiobook in my library. Both libraries didn't have it. So I decided, you know what? am seeing this right now. Might as well pick it up. And I'm hoping I'm going to like this. But yeah, the format is making me cringe a little bit just because, again, it looks so much like IKEA. And that weird shape. Why do I keep buying books with weird shape that don't fit bookcases? Anyway, I picked this one up too. So 12 books added to the shelves after 60 were gone. So I think we're still okay, even if I buy a couple more books this year. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed my book haul. Let me know in the comment section if you have read any of these and your own thoughts, because I want to know. And I would love to know, what books have you cracked and bought during the last couple of months, the latest ones, so I can maybe get some inspiration. Even though I just said I didn't want to buy too many books, that's probably, let's be honest, after 6 months buying basically nothing, it's okay. It's okay. It's not going to be as much as last year. So actually, I'll put my book on a haul on the screen if you want to check that out. Or if you want instead, I did do my best books of 2024 so far for last quarter, if you want to see that instead. And I will see you in a coming video very soon. Bye.